It's been 3 months since the tragic passing of Migos rapper Takeoff on November 1st, 2022. Yet even after this tragedy, rappers Offset and Quavo have only grown further apart. After a heartfelt performance at the 2023 Grammy Awards on February 5th, Quavo finally cut ties with Offset after almost 7 months of separating. The Migos Break Off. On October 7th, 2022, rappers Takeoff and Quavo released their first album, Only Built for Infinity Links, under the name Few. Not only did the release of this album make it official that the Migos had broken off, but rapper Quavo went as far as calling out Offset in one of the tracks on the album. "My dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should've just said it, we would've blessed." Quavo rapped on the song Messy. A couple of hours after the album broke out, that particular track set the media in a frenzy, with fans commenting, "Did Saweetie cheat with Offset?" Migos really broke off over Offset and Saweetie. Fans perceived the song as Quavo's way of sharing the reason why Offset had to leave the Migos. Interpreting the track, many claimed that Offset had a fling with Quavo's ex-girlfriend, Saweetie, and it was Quavo's way of telling the world the reason why he broke up with Saweetie, as well as why Offset had to leave the group. But were these truly the right reasons? A little over 2 weeks after the Only Built for Infinity Links album was released, Quavo and Takeoff had several interviews where they talked about their album, but only one of these interviews really conveyed the truth behind the beef between Offset and Quavo. Quavo speaks on the breakup. Quavo was only trying to make his way out of the Los Angeles airport on May 29th, 2022. When the paparazzi ambushed him, he was forced to answer their questions. And the answer everyone wanted to know was, what happened to the Migos?
A lot of people concerned the Migos breaking up, right? Anything you can say? Nah. Nothing to say? Nah.
Without giving much information on what may have happened between himself and Offset, Quavo only asked that the fans stream his new release with Takeoff.
You going solo? You and Takeoff?
Hotel lobby.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Look, are things okay? Are things okay with you and Offset?
But the truth behind the Migos breakup started coming to light slowly after Quavo granted an interview with Big Facts podcast, speaking subtly on the reason why he and Takeoff released an album without Offset. Quavo said, "I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo," Quavo said, "because we came from a loyal family. We're supposed to stick together."
I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo, you know what I'm saying? Because, we just came from a loyal family, you know what I'm saying, that's supposed to stick together. And, sometimes when it don't work out, it ain't meant to be, so.
Quavo further confirmed during the interview with the Big Facts podcast that Offset had a falling out with the family, but it wasn't over money or issues with their record label, Quality Control.
We always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change, so.
We just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing.
But what Quavo did say was that it was a fight between brothers.
This got something to do with the three brothers, and that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
Quavo never addressed the split after that interview, and neither did Offset. But a few weeks later, tragedy struck. Takeoff's passing. It was a little over 4 a.m. on November 1st, 2023, when gunfire reports reached the Houston Police Department. According to the reports, a fight had broken out at a private party in 810 Billiards and Bowling Alley that resulted in a crossfire. It was the same party Takeoff and Quavo were seen at just a few hours before the fight.
Yo, we sliding through the town, man. We sliding through the town.
How we get down?
Got the birthday boy with me.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, we on the 5th.
On getting to the location, the police discovered an unresponsive man who had been hit in his head and torso amid the crossfire. The man, Kershink Karibal, who was widely known as Takeoff. Sadly, Takeoff passed away in the hands of his uncle, Quavo, who held on to him as he called out for help. With the tragic passing of Takeoff, many expected that Quavo and Offset would put their differences aside and mend their relationship, but things only took a turn for the worst as Quavo severed all ties with his cousin Offset after the tragic passing of his nephew, Takeoff. From revealing the greatest mysteries and secrets in rap history to giving you quality control from our inside sources on the streets of major rap cities, you can stay tuned to Rap Hive to get first-hand information on all rap stories. Takeoffs Funeral.
The funeral arrangements for late Migos rapper Takeoff have just been released. It's happening this Friday at State Farm Arena. The venue can seat about 20,000 people. Services will start at 1 p.m. The Lawrenceville native, whose real name was Kirshnick Ball, was shot and killed outside of a bowling alley in Houston, Texas last week. He was 28 years old.
On November 11th, 2022, Takeoff was buried. Many thought the painful event would bring Quavo and Offset together, but it was at this event that Quavo dropped the first hint that he had truly cut ties with Offset. While family, friends, and fans of the rappers expected that Quavo and Offset would have given a joint tribute to Takeoff, the rappers had separate eulogies where they paid their tributes to Takeoff. Quavo's tribute. A video of Quavo's eulogy went viral on social media. In the video, he remembered how Takeoff had always looked up to him since childhood. Takeoff had been by my side looking up at me with them eyes. Quavo, who was just 3 years older than Takeoff, said at the funeral that Takeoff was never in competition with him, and he always allowed him to make the first move and follow right after him. During his tribute to Takeoff, Quavo also talked about how their first dream wasn't to be rappers, but to become tag team partners in the WWE. Quavo and Takeoff previously talked about their dreams of being wrestlers in an interview with Drink Champs.
Ever do some wrestling though?
We used to always, like, back in the day. Yeah. Like,
Tag team?
Shout out to Trina's in there right now doing it, right?
Pictures, like the OG
What was your
pictures y'all
tag
see?
team name as wrestlers?
Nah, like really,
What
we
would
used
your
to,
tag team name right now be as wrestlers?
Cause we'll fight is, like, he might be The Rock, I might be Stone Cold. Or he might be The Rock, I'll be Undertaker.
They claimed that they had their tag team name and that Quavo always had to play his finishing move after every fight.
When we be doing the moves, like, it used to be funny because, like, he might want to crank the rock bottom on me and I'd be like, nah, it ain't time for, you know what I'm saying, your finisher right now, you know what I mean? I got to do mine, you know what I mean? I might hit him with the, you know what I mean, just when he pinning me, I'm kicking out. He like, bro, I just hit the rock bottom on you, you down, you feel me? I'm like, nah, I'm still kicking out at 2, you hear me? Right before 3. So she used to be funny though, like, we used to do that for sure.
Yeah, we used to play around.
But as heartfelt as Quavo's tribute to Takeoff was, many believed it would have shown unity between Quavo and Offset if they had done their tributes together. But was there really peace between Quavo and Offset after Takeoff passed away? Offset's tribute. Rapper Offset, Takeoff's cousin, delivered one of the most painful eulogies during Takeoff's funeral. During his passionate remarks, Offset shared one of the most mysterious secrets to the Migos' success. In his tribute, Offset credited Takeoff for Migos' flow, that it would change the culture of music forever. You did that, Take. You changed that flow. That flow came from Take, the originator. Offset was overwhelmed with emotion as he gave his emotional tribute to Takeoff. Not only did he apologize to Takeoff for leaving the Migos, but he also promised that in his memory, he would focus on reuniting the Migos. He said while fighting back the tears, Lord, give us some strength. Just give us some strength. I don't want to question you, God. Quavo and Offset giving separate tributes at Takeoff's funeral was the first hint that the rappers had completely cut off ties with each other. But on February 5th, 2023, it became clear that there was no reconciliation for Offset and Quavo. Offset and Quavo Grammy Fight. Backstage at the 2023 Grammy Awards, Quavo and Offset allegedly got into a physical brawl. According to TMZ, a fight broke out between the Migos rappers backstage just before Quavo walked on stage to perform his Takeoff tribute, Without You. Tension arose right before the performance, while sources claiming that the Grammys wanted Offset to be a part of the tribute, but Quavo refused, resulting in a scuffle in which both guys were reportedly separated. Despite the reported brawl, Quavo was able to perform his Takeoff homage with the help of the Maverick City Music Choir. Shortly after the news of the brawl between Offset and Quavo went viral, Offset took to his Twitter to deny that he got into a fight with Quavo. On Monday, February 6th, he made a tweet where he said, "What the? Look like fight my brother. Y'all is crazy." But while Offset was doing his best to ease off the tension from the viral claims on social media, a video of Offset's wife, Cardi B, surfaced online, showing her screaming,
Both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all. This is not right.
After the video of Cardi B surfaced, Offset, Quavo, and Cardi went silent on the issue. However, a few days after the Grammy Awards brawl, Rap-A-Lot Records boss James Prince, who was widely known as J. Prince, made some accusations against Offset that seemed to explain why Quavo really cut ties with Offset. Did Quavo cut off ties with Offset because he played a part in Takeoff's tragic passing? We're about to find out. J. Prince set up Offset. Following Takeoff's passing, Jay Prince paid tribute to him via an Instagram post, where he expressed his sympathies to Takeoff's friends and family, specifically naming Quavo and Offset. The Prince family would like to send our condolences to the family and friends of a beautiful soul at YRN Takeoff, he wrote. He went on to talk about Quavo and Offset in his tribute. He wrote, I've been knowing Takeoff, Quavo, and Offset for many years, and there has been nothing but mutual love for one another, and that ain't going to ever change where we are concerned. While giving his tribute, Jay Prince also talked about how upsetting it was that videos of the tragedy were made available on social media for anyone and everyone to see. This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have ever happened in our city. This shouldn't have been recorded, and this show shouldn't be circulating around social media for family, friends, and fans to see. Despite Jay Prince's tribute on Instagram, netizens continue to blame Takeoff's demise on him and his family, the mob ties. People couldn't stop talking about how Jay Prince Jr. casually walked by Takeoff's body as he lay on the floor after the attack. On January 9th, 2023, Jay Prince finally addressed the situation months after Takeoff's passing in a podcast with Chris Gotti's Giving Them the Business. Jay Prince said in the podcast that his son, Jay Prince Jr., did not pass by Takeoff's lifeless body without attempting to assist.
I believe it was Junior. They said he walked by. What is that all about?
Yeah, one of the biggest lies that was told,
Shout out Junior, man.
Yeah, Jay Prince, my son, he come out of his right bag. But, the thing is,
Jay Prince went on to defend his son as he claimed that Jay Prince Jr. and his cousin Michael Press were with Takeoff till the end.
One of the biggest lies that was told, he walked by, Takeoff body as if he was heartless and didn't care. In reality, Junior, my cousin Michael Press, that's here with,
shout out Mike.
You know what I mean? They was there with Takeoff from the beginning to the end. You know what I mean? Even when they walked by, the walk by part, it took 3 seconds.
He went on to say that the clip which surfaced online showing Jay Prince Jr. walking by Takeoff's body wasn't telling the truth about what really happened. Jay Prince claimed that his son was only going to wash his hands in the restroom when he was captured on camera. Jay Prince's attempt to clear his family name, the mob ties, from the situation of Takeoff's passing did not spark a reaction from either Quavo or Offset. What, however, forced a response out of Offset was the fact that Jay Prince spoke about his relationship with Takeoff before he passed away. In the context in which Jay Prince spoke, it seemed like he had a whole lot more to say about the relationship between Takeoff and Offset. Jay Prince attacks Offset.
When I got the call from you, OG, we was a little reluctant to do the interview because, somebody lost their life. It was a sensitive situation.
Earlier this year, Jay Prince had a conversation with quality control boss PRP Thomas. Before Takeoff passed away, he was signed under the Quality Control record label. Word got out about the conversation, and some people were looking to talk to Jay Prince about the conversation with PRP and the details of the night Takeoff passed away.
So, we talked, and then when you alerted me that you had sat down with, P from QC, and, everybody saw things eye to eye, and, that really had, was like, okay, well, cool.
Jay Prince granted an interview session with Gillian Wallow, co-hosts of the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and he revealed a whole lot about Takeoff's tragic passing. While a lot of things were said by Jay Prince during the interview, 2 topics sparked a huge reaction from the public. Not only did Jay Prince claim that a man from the Migos team snitched to the cops, but he went on to speak about Offset's relationship with Takeoff. Jay Prince claimed that a man named Willie Bland, who had come to the party with Takeoff and Quavo on that fateful day, snitched to the authorities and called the names of the people who fired weapons in the crossfire. Willie Bland, who was taken into police custody for interrogation after the tragic event, had also fired his weapon during the crossfire that night. However, Willie Bland was a member of Takeoff's team, and he apparently fired the first round in a bid to protect Quavo from getting robbed.
This Bland dude and gave a police report that he seen these 2 guys with guns earlier. But these the same 2 guys that he decided he was gonna punch with his gun out and hit them with a gun. What do you think gonna happen? You know what I mean? You seen these with guns and you gonna hit them?
Jay Prince, however, revealed that the men were never going to rob Quavo, and Willie Bland told a lie to the authorities.
And then he tell a blatant lie about they getting ready to rob Quavo. And Lord knows if anybody any of them people would have tried to rob or touch Quavo, it was gonna be some real problems. So that's just not true.
On further investigations and interrogations, the authorities discovered that the position where Willie Bland was standing at the time he fired his weapon did not correspond with the injuries that Takeoff received. So, it wasn't possible that the bullets he fired were responsible for Takeoff's passing. However, being loyal to Takeoff, Willie Bland was obliged to speak against the people who were, in fact, responsible for Takeoff's untimely passing, and these persons turned out to be members of the mob ties. Hence the reason why Jay Prince was upset that Willie Bland spoke to the police. But Jay Prince didn't only talk down on Willie Bland at the interview. He went on to speak about Offset towards the end of the hour-long interview, as he called him out for not supporting Takeoff before he passed away. Offset, I ain't gonna leave him out, Prince said.
But this Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. You know, I'm just real like this, you know, because, you know, be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand.
Not only did Jay Prince call out Offset for not being supportive of Takeoff while he was alive, but he went on to threaten Offset, hinting that he would take him out if the need arose. For you to take the positions that you taken? Offset responds to Jay Prince. A couple of hours after Jay Prince's interview aired, word got to Offset about the interview, as well as the threats Jay Prince made during the interview. A video surfaced on Offset's Instagram story, showing him addressing the issue. In the video, Offset claimed that he didn't understand why someone like Jay Prince, who he didn't know, would speak on his relationship with Takeoff.
Hey, first off, y'all speaking on my real brother. I don't know what y'all got, what the y'all got going on. Y'all speaking on my real brother. How dare one y'all niggas even speak on me and Tate relationship? I don't know you just from a can of paint. Y'all niggas don't know how me and my brother rock.
The video showed Offset as he claimed that Jay Prince was being inconsiderate to the pain that Takeoff's family has had to endure during these trying times. He called out Jay Prince for going on 5 different interviews, talking down on Takeoff's family in a bid to clear the mob ties name.
You trying to clear your face? This your 5th interview. You done did about my brother. You ain't think about his mama. You ain't think about the family. We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing but you. Man, who y'all think y'all is? John got it. Ain't nobody going for none of that, bro. I ain't studying none of that. Y'all talking about.
Offset concluded the video saying that if Jay Prince had a personal issue with him, he would reach out to him to clear it up, instead of spreading rumors on social media through his interviews.
And if you heard something from me, I'ma tell you it's gonna come from me. Call my phone. Y'all going off of he say, she say, then y'all supposed to be this is who y'all supposed to be, and y'all on interviews and it out on an interview talking about I said this. Call my phone, homie.
Jay Prince claps back.
This clown Offset suffering from being a fake disease.
Offset's video seemed to have quieted the situation with Jay Prince, but only for a little while. A few days after Offset addressed Jay Prince's threats on social media, Jay Prince took to his Instagram to send out a warning to Offset. While reposting the still from Offset's video, Jay Prince had some words for Offset. According to Jay Prince, Offset was trying to play victims after threatening the mob ties family behind closed doors. Jay Prince went on to say that Offset was cut off from the Migos because he was a snake and he betrayed his family.
Now you want to fake in front of a camera, trying to hide behind Takeoff mother when I've shown nothing but respect for her and family. See, boy, you acting like you a part of a family that don't really fuck with you because you're a snake. Now you don't know me from a can of paint.
In a response to Offset claims that he didn't know Jay Prince from a can of paint, Jay Prince shared a quick reminder to Offset as he briefly spoke about when Offset got beat up in Atlanta and he had to rescue him.
Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Remember we talked when you got your whooped in Atlanta? You forgot?
He also reminded Offset of when he associated his wife Cardi B and when he helped him with his beef with Sauce Walker. Jay Prince wrote in the captions of the post, "To those of you who still live on principles over emotions, that know and respect me, it's all good. I don't care about the media. They eat for a living. We live on different planets and breathe different air, if you know what I mean. I only display loyalty and friendship to my brothers and sisters until they show me they're unworthy." However, after Jay Prince shared the video, Offset didn't sit back and let Jay Prince throw the last jab in the fight. He went on to accuse Jay Prince of telling lies against him. Offset wrote in a tweet, "Street, turned cop. Never needed you for no smoke. You the police. All mouth with no proof, just fairy tales. Let this be the last time we speak on this. Jay Brent's calling Offset a snake and speaking on his relationship with Takeoff are all hints that he knows what is truly going on in the Migos family. But could there be some truth in what he has said? Did Quavo really cut ties with Offset because he didn't support Takeoff when he was alive?